y'all? It is the Brandy K. I'm sitting down with Self-O.N
What's up?
today.
What's up? What's up?
What's good?
What's popping? What's popping?
No trophies per second.
Absolutely.
That, like, first tell me, before we even get into anything else, before we even dive into the album, you know, your journey, anything personal, tell me what no trophies per second means. What is that about?
Man, it's a lot into it. Obviously, it starts from yourself and your team, right? Top to bottom. Everything has to be grade A. You got to have people that you trust. You got to have people that understand your process and what you're doing. You got to have people that are opinionated and have their own thoughts, because you can't run this thing by yourself. You got to have that, you know what I mean? And that's where it comes from. Like, I feel like from top to bottom, we're great at what we do.
Yeah.
There's no trophies for seconds. So, you know what I mean?
Like,
this is what we're here.
You gotta be number one.
You gotta be number one. You gotta be number one.
So what makes Self-O.N number one? What makes you the number one pick?
I'm honest with myself. I don't try to be anybody that I'm not. When people meet me, they know exactly who I am, because that's what I give them. And that's just what it is, man.
And I feel like that's like really, really hard to do in today's society, especially in your genre of music and hip hop. Let's dive in and let's talk about how important do you feel that it is as a Black man to show up as yourself authentically and put that into your work as well?
That's how you get people to respond to you and what you're doing. If I go out there and start talking about kilos that I never sold before, now I'm attracting different people that may understand what I'm talking about, but at some point there's going to be miscommunication into that. You know what I mean? Like, he not really for real in what he talking about. Obviously, I've seen that, but I'm no kingpin. Like, I can't rap about what kingpins do, but I can tell you the journey of from what they doing over there, from what I seen over there, from what I seen over there, from what I seen over there, and all that information gets gathered and I spill it out. That's just what it is. That's your journey, right? Right.
So you're speaking from, in your music, speaking from a place of experience.
Absolutely.
So when you sit down to write, when you sit down to create, are you drawing from positivity, negativity, or is it just everything?
It's really everything. Honestly, the beat a lot of times tells me what to do. I don't like to go into anything thinking about it. You know, if I hear a beat and it's telling me, hey, talk about your mom right here. Okay, cool. Hey, talk about your brother over here. Okay, cool. Hey, remember that time you was fighting over here? Talk about that part. Yeah. Remember you was running from that guy over here? Talk about that. Like, the beat literally tells me what to do, and then I just take it from there.
And you know, I've definitely listened to your music before, and knowing this information, do you feel like you are a storyteller? Because, you know, when I first talked to Brands about your music, I used to always say, like, we're like, oh, it's giving up north vibes, it's giving, you know, lyricists.
Right.
This is not the teeny bop, you know, trendy music. This is
not
real live, you know, this is heart music. This
Absolutely.
is real soul music.
Absolutely.
So, what do you feel like makes you do that and be that way?
Once again, just going back to who you are as a person, being honest with yourself. You have to. If you don't do that, once again, you can't connect. Like, that's my whole thing, is just how can I connect with, if I'm me and I'm listening to music, I connect with Sade because I feel like I know Sade through music personally, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like I know Jay-Z through music, but personally, if that makes any sense. Like, I relate. So if I can relate to you musically, I'm good with you. I don't care about what you got going on in your personal life. If you don't put it in your music, then I don't care about it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But once it enters the music and I can feel it, then we good. We're good.
You're good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, going to, you creating music, I know personally a lot of women who dig your music.
Okay.
Who love the vibes.
That's love.
Of the music.
Right.
What would you want your message to women to be when it comes to your music and how they interpret your music? Like, what do you want the women to get from your body of work?
Every guy's not the same, right? If you are associating yourself with one type of place, obviously that one type of place you're going to, every guy like that is going to be at that place.
Yeah.
Right. There's so many different layers to men, right? I'm just one layer, right? And I give you that part. So when you hear my music, you hear the other side of what can be, right? I know my flaws. I'm not aggressive. I'm very calm. I don't always want to talk. You know what I mean? I don't always want to talk. And that's who I am. But when I have time to actually put it on record, it's almost like oh man, I wish my man to say something like that. Right. But you know what I mean? Like, and I'm glad you said that, because I've had women tell me that before. Like, yo, my man don't really say things like that. I mean, he would. You just gotta give him that chance. Like, but if you continue to be in one type of setting, he's only gonna give you one type of setting. You know what I mean? So that's just what it is.
I think too, as a woman, like one thing that I think most women like about rappers, you know, no matter what category they're in, you're expressive.
Right.
You know, you're expressive. And not all women have the power to communicate and to express themselves. Mm-hmm. So how important do you feel like making music is for you? Like, do you feel like in the next 20 years, like, are you still going to be making music just to make music?
See, that's one thing that I dislike about hip hop, right? And this is our culture. It's time stamped. For whatever reason, we always classify it as a young man's sport.
I like that.
And I've always hated that, because I feel like rock and roll don't do it. Like Red Hot Chili Peppers still going tour. How old are they? How old are they?
Facts.
You know what I mean? But I feel like when you in your 30s and you in rap, like you rapping in your 30s, ew, like you know what I mean? And it's like, come on, like why are we doing that? But and to touch back on what you asked earlier, like I feel like I'm not really a storyteller. I can, but I feel like more of a narrator, almost like a Scarface. Like if I'm saying something, I'm putting you right there where you need to be. Sit down and you're gonna understand exactly what I'm saying. So yeah.
No, and I get that. Like I get that from you, and I feel like, and I know I get that question in my line of work where it's like, you know, where do you see yourself in 10 years? And it's like, I'm a creator. I'm a creative. So
I'm gonna be here.
I'm gonna be here.
I'm gonna be here. Yeah, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be here. Like I don't understand when I'm like 40s and 50s why I can't do music still. Yeah. Right? Like I don't get it.
You're an artist.
Absolutely.
And I think we gotta make sure that people don't forget that.
Absolutely.
Okay. So let's switch gears just a little bit.
Okay.
Let's talk about health. Okay. Mm-hmm. I know you are I don't want to call you a health fanatic. I don't know if that's offensive.
That might be a little a little over the top.
A little bit over the top. Okay.
Just a little bit.
But I know health is a big deal for you.
Absolutely.
So can you tell me a little bit more about how your journey with your health has been and how it plays into the music you make and the creativity you have?
I switched my diet up for a lot of various reasons. Nothing like underlying dying diseases or anything like that, but it was to a point where like I would walk up the stairs and I would feel sluggish and tired. Yeah. So I had to make a change, right? And you know, when you care about your body and yourself, you have to make a change. You have to think about what can I do to make myself better. And you know, it started with cutting out chicken, then it went to beef, and then you know I didn't really eat pork anyway, so pork was easy. It was hard for me to cut out turkey, so I cut turkey out. Boom. But you know, as far as the diet, I felt for me it was better to become a pescatarian because I love seafood. Like that's my thing. I can get rid of it if absolutely need to.
Give up your shrimps.
Man, I can if I need to, but as of right now, I feel like pescatarian is more suited for me and what I do, and it's just been great. Like I mean, your water intake. I mean, we could talk about this. You want the segment to be this? Okay.
No. I feel the same exact way about being healthy, and I feel like as a creative, like you have to feed your soul. Because you literally use your soul to create art. Yeah. So I'm completely with you on that part. As a Black man, as a rapper, as an artist, do you feel like there's a stereotype of how you're supposed to be when it comes to like your health and your, you know, just how you carry yourself through the world? Absolutely.
Being that we from GA, like you gotta have wings with the lemon pepper. Yo, you not eating wings? What's wrong with you, yo? Like, man, like I don't have to have it. Like it's cool. Don't get me wrong. I have times where I look up like, man, that looks really good, but I'm okay. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like I've never been one to follow what everybody else is doing because everybody's doing it. Once I make my mind up and I say I'm done with it, I'm done with it.
So you seem like you are very solid in your beliefs and your core values as a person and even you as an artist. Mm-hmm. Where does that come from? Where does that self-belief, that that inner core strength? Where does that come from? Who would you attribute that to? Where does it come from?
That's my mother all day long. That's the spark side of the family. That's very headstrong, very dominant, very confident. They can be 100% wrong. They're going to make you believe it. 100%. I can tell you, if we looking at a red balloon, they can tell you that balloon is green. When you leave, you're going to believe that balloon was green. That's where it comes from.
So it comes back to the black woman.
It comes from the black woman. Everything is from the black woman. Everything.
I love it. So going into, I'm just rolling into what we're talking about, but going back to black women in that space too. Do you feel like there's pressure to be different than you are? I mean, I know I've ran into you and worked with you many times. And like you said, what you see is what you get.
What you see is what you get.
Do you ever feel pressure to be different or to fit in molds? And,
of course.
How do you deal with that pressure?
Of course, because you can't just think about yourself, right? And when you have a team, you have to think about what's good for the team, what's good for the business. If they present an idea to you, you can't just shut it off. You got to think about it. Yo, Sig, like this sound right here is working. Let's see if we can do something. This right here is an idea. Let's see if we can tackle this idea. And then if you start cutting stuff like that off, then you don't have a team no more. Now you back to square one doing it by yourself. So yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm not peer pressure into it. It's ideas. And I'm okay with ideas. I'm okay with thoughts and opinions. I'm okay with all of that. But if it ever comes to a point where it's like forced, I'll step away. Yeah, I'll step away. But I know that wouldn't ever be a time in that because once again, everybody understands the mission. You know what I mean? Once you understand the mission and you know the vision, is you good.
So tell the people what the mission is. What is Self-O.N.'s mission? And I'm asking that question so that the people watching who don't know you or they're coming across this for the first time, coming across you and your music for the first time, what's the mission so they can get with it?
To reach and teach. That's it. It's solid. Everybody go through something. Everybody's journey is different but the same, right? I don't know how you grow up or how you grew up, but I guarantee you we got points that are similar, right? And if I'm just telling one side of this story, what about the other people over here that don't get that? Like if I'm just constantly talking about drugs and women and cars and jewelry, what about the time when you didn't have no money? What about the time when you was out there trying to what about those people? You know what I mean? You have to speak to everybody, and that's the mission, to teach and to reach. And I feel like I do a great job at that because I can tackle a lot of different points because I've seen a lot, I've been through a lot, and that's just the goal. If I can teach one, they can teach another. We'll win.
Yeah, and you affect change.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love it. I like it.
Absolutely.
So tell me, what is a random hobby that nobody knows about? Something that Self-O.N. does for fun. It doesn't matter what's going on. Are you at home knitting in the closet?
No.
What are you doing?
Man, if I tell it, then it won't be a hobby. No.
It'll still be your hobby.
Nah, I mean, I'm a big cyclist.
Cyclist?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Yes,
okay.
100%.
Wait. Do you have the suit? Do you have the outfit?
I do have yes, I'm a big cyclist. I promise you. Actually, I need a new bike now. Like, seriously.
So wait, you got the little thing that go around your waist with a water
the fanny pack. Listen, I got the Camelback joint. Like,
no.
Listen, I'm official with it. I'm not Tour de France.
But if you have an outfit, you're serious.
I'm nice. Okay. Got the shoes and everything. I love it.
Sis, I don't know how many black men I know that have the cyclist outfit. So that's good to know. Okay, all right. Big the cyclist. So we took some questions from some of your fans and your supporters. And
thank you. Love you guys. Seriously, love you guys.
Yes, you got some people that really love what you do and what you bring to the table. And it has been said that, you have a sound. And I have always looked at that as like, that's a good thing. Like, you have a sound, you have a recognizable sound that your audience can pair you with.
Right.
And it's normally your lyrics are over like a 90s type beat. You like I said, you got that lyricist
I'm a 90s
vibe.
kid, man. I'm a 90s kid.
So what keeps you, what helps you and what keeps you being true to yourself versus like getting in the trendy spaces or like, the Migos rap style or whatever.
But what's crazy? I actually love their style of music. I love the beats that they choose. It really just depends on your team of producers and what you have. So what I did, I surrounded myself with guys that I love their sound. So that's where it comes from. It's more of a personal reference or preference for me. But Reasonable, man. Now, Reasonable has pockets. Reasonable can go wherever you want to go. He can take you West Coast. He can take you to Texas. He can take you to Jersey. He can take you to Chicago. He can take you to Florida. You know what I mean? That's just how nice he is. And that's been my guy since 2005, man, even when he wasn't even making beats. And we kind of grew up together and, in the music thing. And Reasonable is just, he's incredible. But then I got this one kid over in Switzerland. And he is hip hop to its core. Not to say that nobody's not, but when you talk about that sound, we 90s, listen, we talking about Dog Pound, we talking about Woo, we talking about Mobb Deep, we talking about the Alcoholics. Like that's what he embodies. That's what he loves, like those samples, those nasty, dirty, grimy sounds.
Yeah.
And when I heard it, I was like, oh my God, I gotta meet this guy. Who's this guy? So, but he loves what I do. So that's been my guy since 2010 maybe. So me and Zoo, we got a great relationship, man. Shout out to Reasonable, shout out to Zoo, my team of producers right there.
So does your team, does anybody on your team, do they ever bring you like beats or sounds that you feel like it's not you, or like that makes you like have to reach a little bit and try something different? Do you push it away, or do you be like, you know what, I'm gonna try something?
Yeah, it's Reasonable more than anybody who present me with ideas. He always tell me, I'm gonna get you to rap over this. You gonna rap over something like this? I'd be like, I will. I'm not against it. Just give me time. Let me finish this one, and I got you. But yeah, Reasonable, he's always pushing me to do something out the box, and I appreciate that just because he knows where we could take this thing. Like, you know what I mean? You can't, even though I have my sound, I can't stay in that one little box. You know what I mean? I have to expand and still remain myself. And that's okay, right? Yeah. You can expand and still be yourself. And I'm open to it.
So on the album, and I know we can't get too much into it, give the people too much, but on the album, what track do you feel like is your most like out the box, like your you know what I'm saying, the track that you really like went a little far for the people to give them something new to show your growth?
Ooh, that is a great question. I don't know my track listing. Can I get a track? Can I get a track list? Can I get a track list? I don't know my track listing. Oh my God. Maybe running. Okay. Running. I think running probably. And
what makes it that track?
The sound.
The sound?
Absolutely. Okay. The sound. And the sound is big sounds. It's and when you see it, we got some features on there. Like, it's just something that I don't normally do, but I want to do more of, especially because there's a lot of talent here. And, we want to showcase that as well. Like, that's what No Trophies for Second is about. You know what I mean? Everybody who believes in their art and they believe they're number one, everybody should believe they're number one in what they're doing, right? Yeah. And that's what it's about. So I want to showcase that. But running, and that was like the first Reasonable beat that I got for this project. And he was very pivotal in how the sound sounded. Like, it's crazy. Like, he means a lot to this project. But I would say running.
Okay. Yeah. All right. What do these three siblings mean to you?
Okay.
Johnny, Teddy, and Grams.
Everything. Like, family. First and foremost, technically we're cousins. Uh-huh. Those are my brothers and sisters. Like, when my brother left for the Army in 94, they took care of me, man. Every summer, every weekend, just so I can escape from where I was. Open arms. Oh, man. Everything. Okay. Everything. God, rest in peace, Johnny, man. Love you, kid. Yeah.
Yes. So tell me what comes to mind. What one word comes to mind when I say VAR 540?
Music. Period. That's it. Listen, you want to talk about guys that know music and entertainment and sports and things of that nature? Whatever conversation you need, it can happen with VAR 540. But more importantly, music.
How influential and how important has the VAR 540 movement been to your career and your passion thus far?
Very, because Kevin is the one who actually made me believe I should rap again. Like I was thinking about it, and Grants would try to hint at it, but I wasn't really feeling it during that time, and I wasn't in the right space.
Because you took a hiatus, right?
I did. I took a long one.
How long?
Like 6-7 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I took a long one, and I wanted to get back into it. I would have like a verse here and there, like throughout the years, but it just wasn't in me. And then he presented it to me one day. I was like, what, I've been thinking about it. I'm gonna do it. Then when he told me, he was like, yo, Kevin said if he's gonna do anything with his dollar, it's gonna be on you. That's pressure. Yeah. But that's love. That's love. That lets you know he believes in what you do. You know what I mean? So without Kevin, I don't even know if I would even be sitting right here with you right now. So yeah, Kevin is very instrumental to this. Very.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So let's talk about your creative process, right? And I feel like that's what makes artists a artist, right? Is their creative process. How do you make a song? What do you do? Is it like a vibe? Is it what do you do?
Depends on where I'm at. I've did joints literally while driving.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's not the same every time.
It's not the same every time for me. My whole thing is listening to the beat over and over. Once the beat hooks me and I know exactly what to say, I don't have to think of a single word because it's just gonna come. I just gotta make it fit.
Okay.
Right? It's like having a puzzle, and now you got all the pieces. Now you just gotta put them together. Right. That's really all it is for me. So once I put the beat on and I listen to it over and over and over, I'm ready to go. And I hate saying this because everybody do it now, but everybody like punch rap and they don't write. But I don't write as well, just because I can tell when an artist is reading off their paper because they don't know their material. And just because I don't write doesn't mean I don't know the material. Like I've said this rhyme over in my head 100 times. Yeah. I memorized it. It doesn't matter if I wrote it or I didn't, right? It's there. But once I say it, I'm done with it. Like that, and that's just my process. That makes it easy for me. I've literally been walking just through the house, just coming up with lines. Been in the car. I did off my first album. I did narrative and the last part of Truth Is in the car up to Atlanta. We're talking while talking to Grands. Yeah, while talking to Grands, like not saying a single word about it, not rapping it, don't have the beat on. I just know what I want to say. I know, all right, I didn't finish this. I gotta finish this. Yeah. And that's just what it is for me.
It's the word. Okay. Yeah. All right. So take me back to Self-O.N.E, the first track you ever recorded, made. What was the catalyst that made that happen? Like, did you just wake up one day and was like, you know what? Let me go try this studio thing out, or like, what was that? Like, take me back.
The very first one, like
the very first one.
Oh my God. So me and Grants used to record off the karaoke machine back in the 90s, right?
So wait, how old were you?
This had to be 95, so I'm probably 10 at this time. Now, keep in mind, we used to perform crisscross in front of our family when we was like 6-7 years old. That's how and then your parents listen to music. So you develop that love for music at an early age.
Right.
But we used to perform crisscross. Of course, he was the dark skin one. I was the light skin one.
With the backwards pants and all that.
I don't recall doing the backwards pants. I'm pretty sure we did because we were kids. I'm pretty sure we did. But even back then, they used to be like, yo, these guys, they legit. It's yeah, right. It's all right. And that grew from Grands actually, yo, we got to start writing. And I was like, I don't know how to write music. And it was just like my first song that I remember, it was a song called Left Those. It's the worst song in the world. Yo, listen, and the title came from Redman because he said left those on How High off the show soundtrack. And he said, I left those Section 8 bitches. But I thought the way he said left those was so cool, I wanted to make a song called Left Those, and it was horrible. It was horrible. Like,
but you grew from there.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
That's a good memory to keep in mind.
I'll never forget that song. I left those. Give the old man some mad fat clothes because he lives in the street. Give me a pen and a pad.
No, you remember the lyrics and everything.
Hey, yo, you're not an artist if you don't remember your very first line, man. I'm telling you.
So did you record it?
Yeah, I recorded it. And I stopped after that. I don't like. So let me tell you, like Grants used to have like 3 albums done. I'll be working on one song. I was stuck on.
No.
Trash. No, I was trash.
Well, all that work, because Grant don't be rapping, you do.
Yeah.
So
it
balanced out.
It balanced out. Shout out to him for always pushing me to keep going. Yeah, I'll never forget that. Yeah.
That's what's up. So can you tell me, what do you think makes a great musician? And do you feel like you are a great musician more than just a rapper, like an actual musician? Yeah,
because I know sounds. I know placements. I know where.
Music theory.
Yeah, I know where it should be. I know if it's off key. I know how it should. I'm not a singer, but I can tell you that note is not right. We got to fix it, right? I like, it's just certain things that I understand. I feel like once you're an artist or a creator, like in any field that you're doing, like you have to be almost, I feel like I'm on my nuts right now. You almost have to feel like a genius, right? I believe that. I believe everybody does have genius talent. I do agree with that. And like once you're in that field, it's like, if you're going to be in this field, you have to know what you're doing. You have to know the history of it. And it's crazy. I actually took a music appreciation class. Mm-hmm. So I know music. I don't go out and flaunt it and let people know, yo, that's horrible. That note is off. I don't do that. But, I understand the underlinings of it and what it should sound like, what it should be. And I think that helps a lot. Because if you don't know where it came from, how can you grow with it?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I think too, like even from some of the questions I asked earlier, like the artists that influence you are in your music.
Absolutely.
The 90s vibe, all that.
Absolutely. So, but more so than that, like we talking Commodores, we talking Spin Tops, we talking Smokey Robinson, we talking Parliament, we talking, Sam Cooke, like we talking Sade, we talking Maxi Priest, like where you want to go? Where you want to go?
So would you consider yourself like eclectic? Like when it comes to different types of genres of music, what all do you listen to other than what you make?
Jazz. That's my number one. That's my number one. Other than jazz, obviously it's hip hop. I really don't venture off too much. I hear it and like, oh, okay, that's cool. I can listen to it. I can vibe with it. But like diving in, jazz, man. Yeah. I told you I'm a calm person.
Yeah.
And I don't need to be hype all the time.
So what has been the best advice you've ever received from another musician? And, what was it and who was that musician?
Oh, that's a good one. I don't know, like a lot of musicians don't like you know what I mean? They be feeling like they on their nuts too. And like, so I get it, you know what I mean? I get it, but I also know how to read a room and I know when something's right. You know what I mean? If they're vibing with it. Like they don't even have to say a word. I know. It's almost like, I won't say intimidation, but they know when you're in the room, it's time to work. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Like put your best foot forward.
Put your best foot forward. And I appreciate that. Cause I mean, once you start getting people on you all the time telling you, oh, yo, this is so dope. Yo, this is amazing. At what point does that become fake? But when you're quiet in that corner and you like changing some things up, you rewriting something, I feel that.
Yeah.
I understand.
So you feel like it's kind of like an unspoken understanding between
like
musicians.
I understand. Like, because if I walked into a room, let's just say Big, and Big was doing Suicidal Thoughts and he wanted a feature on it, I'm not hopping on Suicidal Thoughts. I'm not doing it. It was perfect. It was perfection.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, like you won. Like you got it. I'm not hopping on this record. But it's things that like that. And like, I know when certain beats are being played or certain artists walk into a room, it's like, he said that?
Yeah.
Let me let me say this. You know what I mean?
Who would you say has been like the most influential artist, that you've listened to, even if you, never met them, don't know them? Who has been like most influential or made you like, you know what, I'm gonna step my game up. Like
Oh, Jay-Z.
Yeah.
No question.
Oh, okay.
No question. Yeah, no question. Yeah. Like I was trying to think of somebody else just to not be cliche.
Not to be cliche, but I mean, that's not cliche. That's history.
Listen, man, like I could put on Reasonable Doubt and I'd be like, why can't I say that? Like, what was his thought process on feeling it?
Yeah.
What was that? You know what I mean? What was politics as usual? What was going on in his life?
Yeah.
Well, you can make something that great. Like, what was that? Like in that space. And that's what music do to me. It's like, oh my God, like where were they at that time? Like, and I love it. That guy's amazing. That guy's amazing.
Do you feel like you've ever envied another artist or felt like, damn, I wish I could be, more like them, something like them?
Easily.
Who is that?
Black Thought from The Roots and Kool G Rap. The way they construct and put words together. Jesus.
It's genius. It is genius.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Holy moly guacamole. These guys, like, they're incredible. And like, that's why they sit in my 1, 2, 3 spot. You got Hove, you got Black Thought, you got Kool G Rap. There's no way I can make a word rhyme all through the track.
Right.
I mean, I can, but it's not going to sound.
It's not going to sound like that.
Yo, and that's how I base my, like, if I'm going to do something like that, if it doesn't sound up to the bar that's set, I'm not going to do it. It's like, oh, that don't even sound like what they can do. It's like, and I don't even want to disrespect their talent and their art, so they can have it. Like, they can, but, yo.
I feel that.
Man.
The artistry.
Yes.
We briefly spoke on your hiatus and, you taking time off, a lot of the greats, I think Jay-Z retired on us one time, came back. We spoke a lot about Jay-Z, but, it's been a lot of, yeah, shout out to Jay-Z. A lot of greats have taken time off and left and said they wasn't coming back or for whatever reason. I don't know how much you want to get into it about your hiatus, but, what got you through your hiatus and made you come back, and what made you, were you still working during your hiatus? Were you, like, what was your state of mind and what made you take that leap to get back out here and do your craft?
They're going to have to listen to the album to get more of that. A lot of statute of limitation things still going. I can't speak on a lot of things, but I had got caught up in some stuff. And that was the main reason for hiatus. And it was, I couldn't breathe. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't.
Do you feel like you grew in that time?
Grew and no, I didn't grow. And let me tell you why. Because when you're down and it's like, what do I do next? You're drowning. So, right? Maybe the growth is happening now and I can't see it. But during that time, from like 2012 to the time I started rapping, like in 18, that was like the worst time of my life.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you feel like your audience knew, like your people? Do you feel like they knew?
Nah, nobody knew except the ones closest to me.
Right.
They knew what was going on, but I didn't share that information with nobody. It's tough. And so when you came back, like, what was your, like, how did you come back to, to your craft? Like, how did you approach that? It's my escape. Music is the escape. It's always been the escape, and I always tried to run from it, and I couldn't. Right? I couldn't run from the music. I tried for 6 years, couldn't run from it. And once I started back rapping, it felt, ooh. Now I feel like I'm growing again, right? And that's what I mean by that. So you feel like you're growing when you're creating. Right. But with that whole time that I wasn't, like, it was, I was just drowning. Literally. What has been your favorite performance? My favorite performance? I love the COVID 218 series. Okay. It was very intimate for me. It was at a time where, and a lot of people didn't notice, but I had caught COVID myself.
Okay.
And it was difficult, man. And it affected my breathing a lot. And that was a test for me to see if I can actually push through records, like without no vocals. Well, I don't like messing with vocals anyway, but no vocals, no extra, crazy sounds, anything like that. It was just the beat, and it was, yeah, that's it. And it showed me that I can still do it. So that's probably my favorite. I enjoyed that one a lot.
That was your 5 heartbeats moment.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one a lot, man. That was
yeah. So what would be your worst?
Worst performance? That I ever did?
Yeah, or like one that you feel like, you ever left the stage and be like, damn, I could have did better. I should have did better.
Oh, I mean, obviously when you first learning how to do it, and you how to build with the crowd and interact and things of that nature, the first few probably was very like, what
if you watched it back?
Yeah, like it'll probably be cringe-worthy. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, what is happening? Like, I'm not even looking. I'm just standing there. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? But the more you do it, the more you grow, the more you learn. So
So do you get nervous? Like before
absolutely.
A show, you still get nervous?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm human.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm human. I would like to think a lot of people get nervous before they about to do something big.
I mean, I'm not a performer in the sense of the word, but I'm like, if I get up to public speak, I'm like sweating a little bit down my back.
Right.
So
like, yeah.
I can only imagine.
Man, but once I hit a beat, I'm locked in. I don't even see people no more. I don't know what's happening until I go back and look at it. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know. You know what I mean? It's just once that beat goes, it's lock in time.
What is that feeling like when you start seeing people vibe? Like, like I've always wondered that, like, man, how does Beyonce feel? Like how does Jay-Z feel when you on stage and like people is like singing your music,
right? And they rocking with you,
and you made that, like that's your work. How does that feel?
That is a great feeling. It's almost like, I guess, like synchronized swimming. It's like it's like they know exactly what I'm about to do. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. Listen, it's a feeling that you can't explain unless you actually do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It makes it all worth it.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
All right. Tell me what word comes to mind when you hear Grams.
Incredible. That's it. Incredible. One word, incredible. I think what he does from a standpoint of a brand, business, of music, he's very opinionated. And that's one of the things that I love about him. He probably thinks I hate it, but I actually don't. I'm not as opinionated as he is, but I think he's incredible in that field because once again, it goes back to that spark side of the family. Even if they're 100% wrong, they're going to make you believe. Yeah. And once you have that passion, how can you not stand next to a person with that type of passion? You know what I mean? Like, okay, if you feel this strongly about it, let's do it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care how I'm feeling. Let's do what you're saying. Because you feel this strongly about it. And I don't ever want to put anybody in a place where, yo, Sig, we should have did this. Nah, let's do it. Let's try it out. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, then hey, we'll circle back and do something else. But if you're that passionate about an idea or a sound, let's go for it. Yeah.
So tell me what word comes to mind when I say tense.
Cool, calm, collective. I know you said a word, but that's it. Cool, calm, collective. I don't know if there's anybody else as like calm as I am. Like, I don't think I've ever seen Tense upset. Right. He's probably seen me upset. I don't think I've ever seen him upset. And like, I met Tense in this over 20 years. I don't think I ever seen him upset. I don't think I've ever heard him like raise his voice.
Really?
Yeah, like he's just very calm.
That's ironic. His name being Tense.
You would think so, right? And not only was it tense, it was intense, like intense. And it was like, I can't recall a time where he was. I can't recall the time. I'm pretty sure other people can't, but I can't recall the time. And it's like that calmness, and it's crazy because I think he's a Taurus.
And Taurus are normally rowdy.
They're normally hot-headed and you know what I mean, things of that nature. But nah, he cool for the most part. He cool, yeah.
All right, so tell me what word comes to mind when I say Kevin.
Man. Amazing. And not to even say that as a cliche, but like I watch Kevin after I do certain songs and I come out the booth, and Kevin he's a this is Kevin all day long. He in the corner with it. I might say some stuff about sports, you know, and when I look at Kevin, I know if I got something. And now he don't have to say a single word. He's your
thermometer.
Right. And like that's what I love about him, because I don't even tell him that. But and it's like when he give you that, it's like, ooh. And I'll be like, yo, Kev, what you think? He'd be like, it's cool. It's all right. You know what I mean? He gives you one of those. But I know he's feeling it. And I appreciate him for that. And that right there is amazing to me, because if you can listen to music and like feel something so, feel like it's great, and you just sitting there like, it's all right. Like, that's amazing to me. I can't do it. If I hear a new record from Pusha T, I'm like, yo, bring it back. You know what I mean? Because that's just how I interact with music. But he just so, it's all right. It's cool. You all right. You did all right. That's what he do.
Sounds like he keeps you humble.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So who is your favorite intangible member?
Oh, my God. Oh, man. Who was it? It was Tense. It was La. It was Brian. Who else was in Intangible? Curry. Was it Curry? Yeah, Curry. Oh, that's because everybody was different. And Illusion was in, everybody was different. Everybody had their own style and technique. I love Curry's style because he always said he couldn't rap, but he would have some nice bars, man.
You were a fan.
I was a fan. But Tense got one of my favorite lines of all time. He had a Matumbo line, man. He was He was like, I come through blocking shots like Phillies 55 with launches on my side. Don't step in my territory. All I need is one shot to put your body in different categories. Like, I love that whole sequence. That's a tough one. Shout out to the Intangibles, man. Shout out to them.
We're looking at your whole entire body of work.
Okay.
Everything you've ever created since birth.
Okay.
What is, out of all your creations, what is your favorite line or verse from one of your tracks? Like, what's the one, like, we not, like, if we was gonna, like, put it on your tombstone, which one is it gonna be?
I think I say so much fly shit. Like, I don't, ooh. Hold on, you're gonna have to give me a second for this one.
Yeah, we need to know, which one is tatted on the top of your back?
Oh my God. Like a song? Oh my goodness.
Like, I need the verse or the bar, something.
Listen, there's so much happening in my mind right now. I don't even know where I'm at.
So I asked you this then.
Okay.
I asked you this. So if I came in the room and be like, yo, I got this producer in here, like, he's like,
right.
He's the producer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what track are you gonna have him listen to?
Oh, listen now. We can just put on.
Like, that's your favorite? Your favorite?
I mean, we just put on No Trophies for Second, and you'll get everything you need. Like, listen, you'll get everything you need.
What's your favorite verse or line from No Trophies
from No Trophies for Second?
Yeah.
Well, I love my second verse on Finish the Job.
I want to hear it.
Oh, we just a tribe called VAR. These heights for you to reach is much further than yours. I love where I came from, love where I'm going, love the love I receive. Love is love, you know it. It's part of this message, they gotta respect it. All I need is a studio and 3 sessions. All I need is Ross, all I need is for Alex to press record, and you can rest assured I gave you prophecy on my first joint. And you all lamed out, didn't know my name, so you all had doubt. I put my life inside these mic wires. I shared it with the world for you to mic like it. Oh, come on. Listen, I love that verse, man. I love that verse.
Yeah, I like that.
I love that verse. Yeah.
I know you are getting ready to release your next project, but let's just rewind a little bit and let's have a little conversation about You Know the Vibes.
Okay.
Just because.
Do you know the vibes?
I definitely know the vibes.
Okay, no doubt.
I've been in the studio. I know the vibes.
Well, we can talk about the vibes then. Let's talk about it.
Definitely. I just wanted to ask you, like, you got a very warm response. Like, I've heard people in the streets talking about You Know the Vibes. I just seen the video. Like, how was it working on that project, and how do you feel about it?
So, You Know the Vibes was one of the first records that I started recording for No Trophies for Second. the way I record, I just record records, right? Boom, however it comes. I don't do like I'm gonna record this just for this project. However it comes, it comes. And we was wrapping up 218. We was doing like the deluxe version, and you know the Vibes was one of the first records not going to be on 218, and that was like maybe 2020, March 2020 sometime. And when I did it, I was like, ooh, I love this sound. I love what it is. And, you know, you guys it didn't come out until, what was that, November 21? So we sat on it for like over a year. Wow. Yeah, we sat on it for almost 2 years. And it was like, and then when we finally dropped it, we wanted to do something different with the video. Because you know the Vibes has nothing to do with dances.
Yeah, and I guess that's what I wanted to ask about. Because I seen the video, right. And I felt like it was like a contradiction. It's
the rapper thing.
I'm getting it.
It's the rapper thing, right? Like, so we just wanted to do what we do musically, but still invite people that like to see that type of lifestyle too. Like the two worlds can exist, right? Like you don't have to just have one sound and one type of video for this. You can literally do this music that you want to do and have whatever content setting that you want to. I mean, as long as it makes sense, you don't want to. Let me not tell creators what to do. But you don't want to go over the top like killing babies or nothing. You know what I mean?
Right,
but
of course.
Yeah, but I mean, you can do what you need to do. That's the whole point of creating. Like if you stay in the box, you're not creating. You're doing what society is telling you to do. Oh, you got a white chalkboard. You got to use black permanent marker. Yeah. No, I don't have to. I can change this color and I'm gonna use a different marker, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I can do whatever it is I want to do.
So you like, look, you can know the vibes and dance on the pole at the same time.
Absolutely.
And make it all make sense.
It can make sense.
And so what do you hope that people took from that project? And, you know, and then leading up to your next project, what do you want them to get?
Well, you know the Vibes is it's a bonus on No Trophies for Second. So it was the beginning point of recording it, but as the record started coming in and we started finishing up, it was like, yo, we don't even have to put this on an album. And once again, that's the beauty of creating, like doing stuff that other artists don't normally do.
Yeah.
Because if you're your first thing when you got an album, right? You put out a single, boom, that single's gonna be on your album. It's not a single, and it's a bonus record on the album. It's not even technically part of the album. Like it's like we literally just threw this out just to let you know it's coming. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my God, like how do you not put, because like you said, a lot of people love that record.
Yeah.
And to not put it on there is almost like, yo, what you doing? But the single is out there, guys. Go listen to it.
Go listen to it. You know the vibes.
You know the vibes, man.
To piggyback off of that, I think that's the joy of being like truly independent and, you know, owning your craft and owning what you do. So what role does that play? Like, do you ever feel like, are you out here like you looking for a deal? Like, are you, you know, what do you want? What do you want to get out this other than putting out your message and your craft and your mission? What do you want from this?
I'm not against anything at this point. My whole thing is, if it makes sense, let's talk about it. Like, what are we talking first and foremost? Like, whatever deal we talking about is a package deal. I don't go nowhere without VAR 540, period. That's once we clear that off, all right, now we can talk about the monetary part of it. Like, what are we talking about this? What percentage is this? What is this? What is that? And then we can go from there. But, you know, I'm not against anything. As long as it's not fabricated and you just trying to make me believe something, like I don't need you. Like, you guys can literally go check. We got websites, we got music, we got merch, we got videos. I don't need a label to help me with any of that.
Right.
You know what I mean? We got that. So what do I need you for? But if you come to me and we having a real conversation,
they add value,
then okay, let's talk. You know what I mean? And I'm open. Okay. I'm open. It's like jungle times, that's like one times. Oh, I like that. It's like jungle sometimes that makes me wonder how. It's no lanes where we hang. I dropped 218 and readjusted the game.